Carousel of Life, Day 3, Embarrassing. A Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written for Adrianette April 2019. Check the description box below for a link to the Tumblr blog. This is a continuous story that should be listened to in order. If you missed any previous chapters, you'll find links below, or you can click on the card in the upper right corner for the playlist. Enjoy the story!
Dude, this is a lot of photos.
Adrian's ears perked up, the words raising serious red flags. He immediately abandoned the report he was typing up to pounce on Nino in a panic, scrambling to get his phone back. He should have never given it to him to take photos of their science project. He should have thought, period. Alia was on Nino too, but for a very different reason.
Give it back, Nino,
Adrian howled.
Too late, bro. I saw it all,
Nino said with a smirk.
Nino!
Alia snatched the phone from Nino's hands. It was still unlocked with his gallery of photos in full view. Alia scrolled through hundreds of pictures of Ladybug. Adrian, is there something you're not telling us?
Alia, this is an invasion of privacy.
Adrian lunged at her and she reluctantly handed back the phone. Don't tell me you have a crush on Paris's sweetheart, poster boy.
I do not,
Adrian cried, his face burning.
I just find her inspiring. I was looking for a good wallpaper photo and forgot to delete all the ones I didn't pick.
Alia raised an eyebrow. Ooh, so you set her as your wallpaper too? This is juicy.
Well, you started a whole blog about her,
Adrian retorted.
Don't tell me you don't think she's cool enough to use as a wallpaper.
Okay, you got me, Alia conceded, but she didn't sound like she was backing down. So tell me, why are you blushing?
I am not blushing,
Adrian protested feebly, turning away to hide his face and shoving his phone into his pocket.
Can we just go back to the project? Dude, it's okay. Everyone loves Ladybug,
Nino reassured Adrian.
We're not judging you. Okay, let's just stop talking about this, please,
Adrian mumbled, plopping himself resolutely into the computer chair and shoving his face into a scribbled page of notes, trying to remember where he was in transcribing. They were at the computer lab putting together a report and presentation about a terrarium project.
Use your own phone to take the rest of the photos.
Hey, don't be salty, Alia said playfully.
I thought you guys were my friends, but you betrayed me,
Adrian sulked.
I feel violated, humiliated.
That's proof that the photos meant something to you, Alia pointed out with a smirk. Yet there was a hardness in her eyes that said she wasn't only teasing him. Adrian should just stop talking. Thoroughly embarrassed, he pretended to ignore his friends and started hammering away at the keyboard. Before long, Adrian realized it was strangely quiet. He turned to see what was going on, only to catch Alia and Nino breaking apart. They'd clearly been whispering.
What?
Adrian demanded, furrowing his brow.
Dude, we love you, but can we talk to you about something? Because we care about you.
This wasn't normal. Something was up.
Sure?
Adrian said, feeling uneasy. He jiggled his leg, waiting for whatever Nino and Alia had to say. His two friends rolled their seats over, facing him with matching serious expressions. Just to re-emphasize, we're not judging you, Alia cut in. But admit it, you're crushing on Ladybug. She wasn't teasing this time.
How could I?
Adrian said weakly, forcing himself to meet Alia's eyes.
I don't even know her personally.
Of course, he did, but he couldn't say that. All the more reason why this confrontation was like a nightmare come true. It didn't make sense at all for his civilian identity to be head over heels in love with Ladybug. Even the fact that his friends kept reassuring him of their lack of judgment showed how weird they thought it was. But you want to know her, Alia pressed.
No, I mean, it's not that I don't want to. She's amazing. Everyone knows that.
Adrian gulped as Alia stared him down, arms crossed, saying nothing.
Okay, fine. Fine. You got me.
Blushing furiously, he looked down at his hands.
So what?
Alia uncrossed her arms, her demeanor softening. Don't you think it's a bit unhealthy?
Why?
Adrian asked, still stubbornly looking at his hands, refusing to meet Alia's eyes. He wanted to die of embarrassment. He was glad there was no one else in the computer lab. Was this really happening? An intervention about his crush on Ladybug? She's a superhero with a secret identity. How could you date her? You're basically setting yourself up for heartbreak, Agreste. Alia's words cut deep. Plus, if she's where you set your standard for eligible girls, who else could ever qualify?
It's not like that, Alia,
Adrien protested. It's not like he fell for Ladybug because she was perfect or anything. Well, she was perfect, but not in the unattainable way that Alia was implying. Even her flaws were perfect to Adrien. Everything about her that he pieced together in the little glimpses he was given, he loved. Not like what? I'm right, aren't I? Ladybug's an unrealistic standard. Adrien said nothing. He didn't expect Alia to understand, and there was no way he could defend himself without revealing his identity. There was just no point in having this conversation, where seeing eye to eye was not even a possibility. He could feel Alia's eyes burning holes in him and wished he could just disappear into the floor.
Bro, we're not judging you,
Nino chimed in.
We just want you to be happy, and Ladybug's kind of a reach, you know? I don't choose who I love,
Adrien mumbled, kicking at the chair legs. Oh, love is it now? When Adrien didn't reply, Alia continued. Did it really have to be a certain dark-haired, red-suited girl? What? A new voice made Adrien turn to find a puzzled Marinette taking in the scene before her. She'd probably caught the tail end of the conversation and realized they were not talking about their science project. Sorry I'm late, she apologized, putting down a bag full of art supplies. I brought a few things for the presentation board. Relief at the diversion overpowered any embarrassment Adrien might have felt about her potentially knowing how he felt about Ladybug.
Marinette!
He shot out of his chair and hooked an arm around her shoulders.
I was just thinking of taking a break. Want to see the pictures from my latest photo shoot? You know, since you love fashion and all.
He threw Alia and Nino a peace sign as he steered Marinette out the door. As soon as they made it out the door and Alia and Nino didn't follow, Adrien breathed a sigh of relief and removed his arm from Marinette's shoulders. They continued walking in the general direction of the courtyard.
Phew, you saved me from an awkward situation back there.
What was that all about? Marinette asked, looking a little bewildered.
Alia and Nino were giving me an intervention about...
Adrien flushed, realizing he had been about to blurt it out. He coughed.
Nothing. It was just awkward. Let's not talk about it.
Okay. She'd probably heard anyway. Well, if she knew, that was fine. But he wasn't going to tell her unnecessarily. Alia and Nino knowing was two people too many. Mercifully, Marinette continued. I won't ask then.
You're amazing, Marinette. Best friend ever.
He winked at her, strangely pleased when it caused a blush to appear on her cheeks. So, she started, seeming to hesitate.
Yeah?
Adrien fixed his attention on her, hoping to make her feel comfortable enough to say whatever she was about to say. You mentioned pictures? I know you just said that as an excuse, but I'd love to see them if you really have any. She blurted out the last part very fast. Adrien laughed.
Yeah, I do. Actually,
he pulled out an envelope from his bag.
Natalie gave me the proofs this morning. I don't need them, so you can just have them.
He offered her the envelope, which she accepted with a dazzling smile that filled Adrien's chest with warmth. Thanks, Adrien. You're awesome. I mean, this is awesome. She seemed overwhelmingly elated. Adrien grinned. He'd known Marinette loved fashion, but he didn't know such a simple gesture could make her so happy. He had tons of proofs at home, collecting dust on his bookshelf. The photographer always gave him copies, many of which had never actually been published. There were even some exclusive outfits that had been photographed but hadn't actually been released as part of the collection. Maybe she'd appreciate those. Eventually, they made it back to the computer lab to finish their project. Adrien noticed that Alia and Nino didn't bring up Ladybug when Marinette was around, so he made a point to stick around her for the rest of the day, and even the next, until it seemed like they were off his back. And the more he shared small moments with her, the more he realized how grateful he was for Marinette's friendship, something that he found himself being reminded of again and again lately. Thank you for listening to Chapter 3 of Carousel of Life. If you liked it, leave a like to show your support and let me know what you thought in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more Adrianette. Until next time.